people get back and then said, oh my God, I am confused about the situation, so probably I'm not good enough. No, that is exactly the state we are in. And as long as we acknowledge this, and then move forward is probably the first start. With all these uncertainties around it, I still believe doing nothing is not a strategy. I don't want us to be myopic, and I don't want any of you to judge that we are only good at, managing the numbers, side of the business. While we have a primary responsibility as functional leaders to manage the P&L and balance sheet and the long-term strategy of the company, we also have a shared responsibility along with the CEO and the board to manage the long-term health and performance of the company as well. So I believe there are two other elements of capital that every CXO needs to pay attention, not just a CFO. And it is the human capital, because there are companies which obviously have employees to run them. And if you cannot manage your employees, all this pandemic will one day wear off. You want them to be hale and healthy and come back, to become productive and contribute to the organization. So if you don't pay attention to the human capital at this stage, then it's going to be at your peril. And as CFOs, we need to ensure that we provide the right amount of resources, stimulus, and support, organizational support to be able to manage that element of the capital. The next element of the capital is the social capital, which is basically nothing but the trust capital that we have as an organization. Each one of these CFOs represent, a strong brand name, and all of us as consumers have, consumed their brand with that inherent trust. Just because there is a pandemic is no excuse for us to walk away from that trust. In fact, this is exactly the time we need to reinforce that trust and build, for it with our consumers. So that is a sneak preview of what's the discussion going to be all up to.